Tonight, investigation ongoing. That's the message from officers one day after a shooting in Duluth that injured 2 people. Plus, holiday travel chaos. We're hearing from folks trying to get to their destinations, no matter what it takes. But first, a sweet Santa surprise. Kids spending the holidays in a local hospital get a visit from a very special someone.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. Anthony has the night off. On Christmas Eve, before taking off for his worldwide flight, one of Santa's helpers visited with Duluth children spending the holidays in the hospital. He stopped by St. Mary's Pediatric Center and Neonatal Unit with a bag full of toys. CBS3's Caitlin Moffett joined Santa on his trip and brings us the story.
At St. Mary's Children's Hospital, there are many children who are not able to be home for the holiday, and some are left wondering if Santa knows where they are. He does.
I'm hoping they remember it forever and they really like it, enjoy it.
Randy McCuskey, who's one of Santa's helpers, has been visiting the children here for 2 years and loves every minute of it.
Last year when I did it, there was a family that came in and it actually made me cry. It was so heartwarming, you know.
It was all inspired by his daughter, who is an RN at the hospital.
When Santa comes around, a lot of kids get very excited. This isn't a very fun place for kids to have to be during the holidays, and so if they're able to come and have Santa come see them here and get some presents, and it lights up their day.
Santa's workshop is filled with toys and gifts, all made possible through donations. The first stop for Santa's helper was in the neonatal unit, where the newborns were handed stuffed animals and a cookie.
Merry Christmas! Is this Carson and Colin? Look at that.
We're sleeping.
So precious.
Next stop was the Pediatric Center, where the children got to talk with Santa's helper, take pictures, and of course open some presents.
Hi, Amelia. I'm Santa. Here's some presents for you.
One little girl was not only spending Christmas at St. Mary's, but also her 4th birthday is on Christmas Day. She received an extra treat and enjoyed his visit.
Well, Merry Christmas and happy birthday.
Hi, Santa.
And I got a little present for you. There you go. Merry Christmas.
They plan on continuing this tradition for years to come. Well, it's a busy night to be at Bentleyville. Tonight is also your last chance to catch Santa. The holiday light display closes for the season on Saturday. You should probably expect some traffic there tonight, and of course, plan accordingly for that fog. And with that, let's head over to Dave for a look at the weather coming down the hill this afternoon. Very, very foggy up on the hill, I should say. It wasn't so bad down in Canal Park.
But we all across the region,
Yeah.
every zone, every town has a dense fog advisory in effect now through 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'll show you the map with that just to prove my point in a little bit. But this map we show you shows, well, 2 low-pressure systems and a slow-moving frontal boundary almost stationary to our south. Those 3 factors keeping the clouds up and probably tomorrow bringing us a chance for at least a little bit of a rain and snow mix. 20 to 30% chance through Christmas Day for that rain and snow mix. High temp still warmer than normal. Start the day at 30, finish it at 35. But as we go through the rest of the week, it may cool down enough on Thursday for some straight-up snow. And now there are some hints that a bigger system could be with us for the week. And no more sunshine in the forecast, maybe some shoveling. And we'll talk more about it coming up in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Duluth police say they are not looking for a suspect in connection to Monday's shooting. It happened just before 3 o'clock in the Harbor Highlands area. 2 people were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Today, police told us they do not believe the shooting was random, but they weren't able to share more about the 2 people who were injured or how they were connected to the incident. Police say there is no threat to the public and they will continue their investigation. Police say someone pulled a BB gun at Duluth's Miller Hill Mall. It happened this afternoon near Rue 21. Police were not able to share any more details, but said the public was never at risk. No criminal charges will be filed in the death of a 2-year-old Barron County, Wisconsin girl. The incident took place in the town of Rice Lake on December 8th. That's when authorities say the father and the toddler laid down to sleep. While the father was sleeping, authorities say the toddler woke up opened the door and walked out of the house. The father woke up to find the door cracked open and his daughter missing. He called 911 after briefly searching for the 2-year-old. Authorities located the toddler in the Red Cedar River after an extensive search. She was taken to the hospital where she later died. An autopsy determined the cause of death to be accidental drowning. Today, the Twin Ports honored those who are homeless who died this year. Chum held its annual Christmas Eve vigil on the steps of Duluth City Hall this afternoon. The group honored 37 men and women and a child who died in 2019. Some lost their lives to violence, others to chronic illnesses, overdose, accidents, cancer, seizure, and heart disease.
This is a way to raise awareness that there are people who sleep outside in Duluth. And when more people become aware, then we can get more involvement, more creative solutions.
If you'd like to make a donation of cold weather gear like jackets, hats, mittens, or boots, you can drop it off at Chum. They're also taking monetary donations. We have a link set up on our website, CBS3Duluth.com. For about 35 years, a Duluth VFW post has been a Christmas Eve gathering spot for those without a place to go. VFW Post 137 and Midwest Communications continued that tradition this afternoon. They offered a free Christmas Eve dinner and a chance to chat with Santa. Organizers say it's all made possible by volunteers and donations.
And it's human nature to want to help others, and especially when we get to Christmas time, you know, everybody wants to help everybody out and make sure that nobody's alone at this time of year.
This event started back in 1984. While it is the time of year for spreading joy, others may be suffering. Experts say seasonal affective disorder is common around this time of year due to the lack of vitamin D from sunlight. They say the holiday season can make this disorder feel even worse for those who are lonely or who recently lost a loved one. An expert at Essentia Health shared some tips for coping during the holiday season.
Stay connected with others, reach out. Loneliness can be hard around the holidays, so if you can connect with family or friends or others in the community, that can be very helpful. I would say trying to stay mindful, which means trying to stay present and in the moment.
She went on to say it is important to take vitamin D supplements during this time of year. Millions of Americans are spending Christmas Eve trying to get to their holiday destination, with many running into some difficulties. Johnny Fernandez has more from Penn Station in New York.
Dense fog in Chicago Tuesday morning forced the cancellation of more than 100 flights on this, one of the busiest travel days of the year.
I'm trying to get to North Carolina. My grandmother's 90th birthday party is actually on Christmas Day. And I got an email about 3 o'clock this morning explaining that all the flights have been canceled.
Airline workers did their best to keep the mood festive while they helped passengers make alternate arrangements.
It was a nonstop flight. Now I've got to fly through Salt Lake, take an extra, 2 hours of flying time.
AAA says nearly 7 million Americans are expected to fly this holiday season, the most since 2003. And that's creating long lines all over the country, including in Minnesota.
We had to come here almost 3 hours early just to get through the TSA because it's crazy, it's busy.
And train travel is also up this holiday season. Here at Penn Station, Amtrak recommends passengers arrive at least 45 minutes before their departure. Rhea Gaines was trying to go from South Carolina to Philadelphia by air, but a problem with her connecting flight led her to ride the rails instead.
Today is my birthday, so this is a horrible thing for me today.
More than 100 million other Americans are driving to their destination, according to AAA, hoping to beat the holiday rush.
And AAA predicts traffic delays will be the worst on Thursday, the day after Christmas, especially during that afternoon rush. Numbers are in from Duluth's first Catalyst Content Festival. Catalyst officials estimate the festival had a local economic impact of at least $1.7 million. They based that number, the festival, its partners, and its visitors spent during the event. This was the first year the festival took place in Duluth. More than 1,200 people attended. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, gone but not forgotten. That's the message from one Wisconsin dad whose daughter died. How he keeps her memory alive, coming up next.
Today's high temperature of 30, 10 degrees warmer than normal. Keeping our warm spell going. We'll talk about how long it will last and our precip chances. Just light stuff for Christmas, but the weekend might be heavier. Talk about it in just a bit.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3.
At Chevy, we're all about bringing families together.
This time of year, that's really important. That's why our Chevy employee discount is now available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
Not a cent more. Family is important to us.
So happy holidays.
And welcome to the family.
The Chevy family.
Use your Chevy employee discount for everyone to get a total value of over $11,800 on this Silverado All-Star.
Visit TrueNorthChevyDealers.com.
I know people love the dish remote. It's great. So why build in the Google Assistant? I mean, who really needs a TV remote that can turn the thermostat up?
Change temperature to 72.
The lights down.
Dim the lights.
And still access their DVR.
Play Rio.
Actually, some people could absolutely use a remote like that. The new Dish Voice Remote. Dish, tuned in to you.
Real STIHL. Find yours. Pick up the BG50 blower for only $139.95 or grab the easy-to-use BG56 CE handheld blower. For the biggest jobs, go for the most powerful backpack blower in the STIHL lineup, the BR800 CE for $649.95.
Celebrate the season during this month's exciting promotion. Frozen Festivals at Seven Winds Casino. Every Saturday in December from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Each half hour, a winner will be drawn to win $700 cash. Also, each week, Seven Winds is featuring a different winter celebration. If the winners can tell Quest a fact from that week's holiday display, they win an additional 25 extra lives. The premier guest experience in the Great Northwoods. Seven Winds Casino, Lodge, and Conference Center, Hayward, Wisconsin.
Yes. Choir, sing. Come on. Don't stop clapping now.
Happy Honda Days is on now. Unwrap the joy of a new CR-V, the best-selling CUV over the past decade.
That's all right.
Bad day?
Not the best.
Too many demons to fight?
The world is weird. That's why we're here. We investigate unexplained phenomena.
Did you hear that? I don't believe in possession.
It's hard to know where your allegiances are.
My allegiance is to the truth.
Wow.
Okay.
Evil, Thursday at 10/9 Central, or binge now on demand, or at CBS.com.
CBS3 Weather is brought to you by St. Luke's. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, Christmas is here, just hours away. Santa's riding his sleigh, make everything rhyme. And what he's doing is biding his time as he gets through our dense fog advisory here, in effect now through 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So do travel cautiously as you're out and about tonight and through Christmas morning as well. Any kids watching this right now, Santa can handle fog like this. He has one of the latest Saab multi-phase radars on the sleigh. So, yeah, he can cut through this along with 2,000 years worth of flying experience. No trouble at all. It's we who have to watch out here down at the surface. Well, down to the surface, what are our current conditions doing at the airport in Duluth? 30 degrees, warmer than normal. Getting a little bit of a mix right now. I was hoping that would hold off till tomorrow morning or at least till after midnight, but it looks like it is starting to pay off for a few towns around the region. The wind currently is southeasterly 5 miles per hour, our relative humidity 96%, and our air pressure 29.93. To the current temperatures, well, we see that we have 33 degrees in Watersmeet and Ironwood and Hayward, just a hair cooler by a couple of degrees in Ashland and Solon Springs, 32 for Superior, 32 Moose Lake, 30 Silver Bay, Vermilion Range, 28 degrees, Mesabi Range 29 to 31, and Border Country 30 degrees straight up. Temperatures won't fall off too much here tonight thanks to the thick cloud cover brought in by two lows and a front. So temperatures very static tonight and through Christmas Day itself. So taking a look at the here and now with the Doppler map, there's those clouds working in from a lower pressure system to the north, one to the south, and the one to the south is packing a stationary front, but it is starting to move a little bit, so we'll call it semi-stationary. But all three elements of lift are keeping those clouds up and kicking out those little showers of snow and mixed precip that we're seeing popping up randomly here and there. So quick I can hardly even point them out when there goes one. Well, when they do happen. They could continue to happen, though, through tomorrow. And then by Thursday, perhaps turn into a little bit of snow. For Wednesday, though, with the two lows going through the area, trough of lower pressure in that frontal boundary, yeah, 30% chance, maybe 40% chance for the rain-snow mix. Getting into Thursday, though, as the backside of the lows come to call and come across, may cool enough for a little bit of snow. And that could be aided and abetted here by this Colorado low starting to come our way. And frankly, it's this Colorado low that might bring us some bigger snows for the weekend. That's up in the air right now. Saturday and Sunday have 50% snow chances. Some models say a lot, some say a little. We'll have to keep our eye on it. But right now, taking a look at what could hit us on Thursday, not that much. Duluth and north in Minnesota, 1 to 3 inches. The rest of the region, maybe a trace to an inch. Now, temperature-wise tonight in Minnesota, yeah, not doing too much temperature-wise for some towns. Could get as cool as 22 near International Falls, but as warm as 34 by the lake. In Wisconsin and Michigan, it looks like every town's coming up with 30 degrees. It's very fair and balanced in that part of our world. For tomorrow, daytime highs, mid to upper 30s, Wisconsin, Michigan, with a 40% chance for the rain and snow mix. 30% shot in Minnesota with a range of high temps from 32 to 37. And now with the extended forecast here, 60% chance for that lighter snow on Thursday, maybe a peak of the sun on Friday, and then the iffy snow for Saturday, Sunday. Again, it could go big, it could go little. Please keep an eye on CBS3. We will track this storm, of course, until its bitter conclusion.
Thanks, Dave. A Wisconsin man is honoring his daughter taken from him too soon. Danielle Hansen died in a car crash in 2012. So for the last 7 years, Steve Hansen has taken out an ad in his local Eau Claire newspaper on Christmas Eve. He shares a poem dedicated to his daughter on what would have been her birthday.
She never earned a paycheck or ever owned a car. Her light burned out too quickly, just like a shooting star.
Every year since she passed away, Steve Hansen cleans up her stone and writes a poem to his daughter, Melissa Noel Hansen. She was born on Christmas, so her dad buys an ad in the paper every Christmas Eve to greet his angel in heaven a happy birthday.
They witnessed life's journey, the lows and the highs, for 16 years shortened my daughter's blue eyes.
Hansen says he writes these poems to honor his daughter's memory.
She loved animals, and she always thought of herself as an angel. She would make a halo with her hair. She'd put it across her forehead, so it looked like she had a halo.
And to remind families to buckle up when driving. He says Melissa was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of her car crash and hopes his verses can save a life.
It's so important. It's so important to wear your seatbelt. I mean, I think she'd be alive today here enjoying Christmas with me if she'd worn her seatbelt. I really do.
And for more than a decade, his birthday words have touched many hearts.
People, they see the poems and they react, and it means something to them. It touches them, which is, I'm just amazed. I mean, the first time I got a letter, a manila envelope with like 10 copies of my poem, I thought, this is crazy. This is amazing.
Hansen says he hopes his daughter's story inspires others to wear a seatbelt. Coming up next in sports, Ryan Combo brings us the latest in sports from around the region. Stay tuned.
Over $60,000 in cash and prizes at the Bear.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Toyota, home of the largest selection of SUVs in the Northland. Visit KohlerToyota.com for 50th anniversary specials.
Introducing the completely reimagined 2020 Ford Explorer. With 7 terrain management drive modes, it's perfect for families who like to go all out for the holidays. Or throw cranberry sauce on a plate and call it a day. Ford Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV, built for the holidays.
During the Ford Built for the Holidays event, get over $6,800 in total savings on the all-new 2020 Explorer. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Orchards Island Inn is now hiring, and there's a position just for you. Apply for front desk, housekeeper, bartender, server, cook, and dishwasher. We're hiring great people like you. Call or click for more information and apply today.
I had varicose veins removed with Dr. Paul. The procedure was a lot faster than I thought it would be. No pain whatsoever. When I go to bed at night, my legs no longer hurt.
Kelly Culver, a certified nurse practitioner, brings 6 years of experience and is taking appointments now.
Start your next project and save big money now at Menards. Save today on Irwin hand tools. This 21-ounce wood framing hammer is designed for extended reach and swing velocity. It has a magnetic nail holder to offer hands-free versatility. Pick it up for $12.99. Stanley provides quality tools at an affordable price. This 2-piece slotted and Phillips screwdriver set is durable and has a steel core. Just $4.99. Take advantage of these great deals now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
You can count on your independent agent to be there, just like the company that stands behind them.
J3 Insurance, your auto owner's agent in Duluth, Carlton, and Nisswa.
For New Year's Eve only, join the DSSO in the ultimate Rocky Horror Picture Show experience, live and in concert. Visit DSSO.com for tickets.
A new Buick?
To James, from James.
Hey, is this a new Buick? I Secret Santed myself.
I shouldn't have. I have been very good this year.
I love it. I love it.
Don't forget you this holiday season. Celebrate the holidays with over $5,600 below MSRP on this 2019 Buick Encore Preferred. Or current eligible non-GM owners and lessees get just over $6,700 below MSRP. Visit your Lake Country Buick dealer.
America's Most Watched Network. Tonight, starting at 7, only on CBS3 Duluth. Then, stay tuned for CBS3 News at 10.
From all of us here at CBS3, happy holidays!
I don't like bullies, and I don't like you.
Star Trek Voyager.
Find heroes and icons only on My 9.
Defense wins championships, and that's exactly what happened last night for their Packers after their 23-10 victory over division rival Minnesota. After a slow start to the contest, the Packers would use a pair of second-half touchdowns from tailback Aaron Jones to give the Packers their first victory since U.S. Bank Stadium opened up.
Just real happy for our guys. That was one of our goals, is to win the division, but I think there's more out there for this football team, and now it's time to reassess those goals and move forward.
These kind of games, these are playoff-style games. Obviously, we're both going to the playoffs, but to be back on top of the North after a couple years being down feels great. To win in the stadium, where a couple years ago I was jeered leaving the field after breaking my collarbone.
Now on the other side of things, the Vikings picked up their first loss at home this season. Some bright side to take away from the game, the Vikings will still be playoff bound. However, the Vikings have a lot to figure out, not only for next week's game when they host the Bears, but also getting ready for a playoff run this season that will start on the road.
I'm not going to get into this Kirk Cousins on Monday night thing and all this stuff. Offensively, we didn't play as well as we can play, I'll say that.
Certainly the Packers beat us tonight, and so we've got to go back and look at how, why, and certainly the answers to those questions, in theory, should be of some help going forward, not just if we play them again, but in general.
And a lot still needs to be decided next weekend in the NFL, including who could be the #1 team in the NFC. As of right now, the 49ers sit in the 1 spot, Packers behind them at 2, and Saints at 3. However, all 3 of those teams are at 12-3. Packers know they will host a playoff game. It'll just depend on if it's in the wild card or divisional round. The Eagles still hold down that 4 spot following their victory over the Cowboys, while the Seahawks and Vikings round out the final 2 playoff spots. The Vikings will be the 6th seed regardless of what happens next week. And after getting embarrassed on home ice Saturday afternoon against division rival the Winnipeg Jets, the Wild found their way back into the win column yesterday afternoon. Joel Eriksson Ek back in the lineup, first time since December 14th, taking on Johnny Gaudreau and the Calgary Flames. And how about a welcome back for Ek? It's the old tic-tac-toe. He's wide open in front. It's 1-0 Wild. And if another look at that one, just nowhere to go. One is good, more is better. This one, Greenway to Luke Cunnin. It's 2-0 Wild. Wild had one more and get the shutout, 3-0 over the Flames. However, head coach Bruce Boudreau says coming back strong after the Christmas break will be big.
Well, at some point, we got to start winning. I mean, we got 2 more against Nashville. We've got 3 against Winnipeg. We got 4 against Chicago, I think. 2 against Colorado and 2 against St. Louis, and we've got to come up with some points against these guys if we want to be successful. There's no doubt.
And while the NBA might be off today, on Christmas Eve, there's a jam-packed schedule of games tomorrow, including the Beasts of the East, the Milwaukee Bucks, heading to the city of brotherly love to face Joel Embiid and the 76ers. Tip-off set for just after 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. And speaking of Christmas, the Philadelphia Flyers mascot Gritty back in the news after the Rockettes line last night during the Flyers-Rangers game, and even got to throw a cake at a Rangers fan during the first intermission there. Gritty obviously loving every single bit of that. And that will do it for sports. We'll have more back here at 10. Kristen, back to you.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Well, before we go, we couldn't leave before letting you all know where Santa is currently in his quest to deliver presents all around the world. He's a busy guy. As always, NORAD is keeping a close eye, and at the moment, little elves tell me that Santa is just going to be arriving in Brazil. And get this, so far, more than 4 billion presents have been delivered, and he still has quite a ways to go. Make sure to keep track of that. We have it on our website, CBS3Duluth.com. You can keep an eye on Santa and where he's at throughout the night. All right, Dave, a lot of people traveling and a lot of fog out there.
So travel cautiously.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be overly slippery. A lot of the snow's been melting and the ice is fading away as well, but still be careful, especially with the visibility down. Likely will stay down through tomorrow morning. In fact, we have a dense fog advisory for the whole area tonight through 10 o'clock tomorrow, and then the rest of the day tomorrow will be on the cloudy side, and there will be a 30% chance for a rain-snow mix. Probably just light stuff. A couple of low-pressure systems bringing that mix on Wednesday will bring the cooler halves of their lows here in through Thursday. It cools down enough for a 60% chance of light snow. And by light, I mean from Duluth to the north in Minnesota, maybe 1 to 3 inches, and a trace to an inch for the rest of the region. Break in the action on Friday, but then could be some snow worth shoveling come Saturday and Sunday.
All right, thanks, Dave. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.